Hey everyone, welcome to Steven Universe, the show where we look at the universe of Steven Universe. I'm your host, Victor Frost, and this is a Steven Universe mini. Since the last full episode of Steven Universe was about 3 weeks ago, I thought I'd take a few minutes while writing the script of the upcoming Steven Universe behind the screen in order to bring us up to date on news and reviews and announcements, that sort of thing. I realize that this is a episode for this week. That being said, it is a Steven Universe episode, and thus I skirt the punishment rule oh so gingerly. Anyways, first things first, the news. So, one Steven bomb done and another cometh. Though I'm sure most of you know already, the next Steven bomb will be called Sardonyx, and it's coming on July 13th, running through to July 17th, again at 6 p.m. every weeknight. I certainly hope this is the last Steven bomb for a while, because I'm pretty sure most of you know how I feel about Steven bombs. Frankly, sleep would be nice. This week has done a number on me. That thing is going to basically kill me. I hate Steven bombs. I hate him. No. On a related note, I'll actually be starting my Steven bomb coverage a bit late this time around. See, rather than being here in my studio in sunny Los Angeles, California, I'll actually be about 3,000 miles away in Hartford, Connecticut to perform at Kineticon. That's right, I will be performing there, and that means I won't be back until the 15th. So, as a result, pretty much all of the Steven Bomb review episodes will be shifted by about 2 days, meaning I'll be reviewing day 1 on day 3, day 2 on day 4, etc., etc. All of the episodes will be covered, and each one of them will get their own episode, but, they'll be a little late. And what, you may ask, will I be spending all this time at Kineticon performing? Well, on Friday the 10th at 7:20 p.m. in the Kraken Room, I'll be performing Monster Girl Quest, The Lecture, an 18-plus panel where I delve into the religious, cultural, and mythological origins of the creatures introduced to us in the adult game Monster Girl Quest, as well as the historical origins of anthropomorphism. Then at noon on Saturday in the Dragon Room, I'll be performing My Little Pony Sound is Magic, where I'll be walking the audience through the sound design and sound history of one of the most popular works in this new animation renaissance. And finally, we're going to be taking this show live to the Phoenix Room at 3:40 p.m. on Saturday for Steven Universe, The Panel. That's right, with the help of my good friend Viga, we're going to be looking into what makes Steven Universe the show that it is, and delve into some of the deeper meanings embedded in the art, the storytelling, and the production. It's going to be so much fun. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's see what you guys have been up to. It's time for a review. A Cruel Gems Thesis by Melonical S is a Steven Universe send-off to one of anime's seminal works, Neon Genesis Evangelion, combining the theme of the latter with clips from the former. The editing in this video is superb. The cuts are crazy fast, yet still identifiable, and the interspersed title text just feels so right. This video manages to replicate the pacing and even some of the imagery from the original Neon Genesis Evangelion theme pretty much beat for beat throughout. A die-hard Evangelion fan, which I'll admit I am not, will be easily able to identify the different characters and how they match up to the ones in the original Neon Genesis Evangelion title sequence. It's really that good, though there is some switching around throughout, which is understandable, given how massive Evangelion's cast is compared to that of Steven Universe. Though still, the thought of Pearl as Asuka entertains me so. So, what's the verdict? I'm giving it 3 out of 5 Stevens. Despite all of my praises, there are a few key points that bothered me throughout watching this video. First off, such a well done editing job is betrayed by the laziness of not using all logo-free versions of the source material. Seeing that Cartoon Network bug strobe away in the corner as it switched from logoed version to non-logoed version and then back again was really distracting and detracted from the experience as a whole. Second, it loses a point for using the English language version of the Neon Genesis Evangelion theme. This is not me being some subs versus dubs purist here, I really don't care. It's just not as well produced as the Japanese version. The main vocals sound like they were recorded in a closet and then filtered to death. The rest of the song stays the same, but those vocals are seriously just bad, and ensuring the quality of the source material you use is part of producing good media. Finally, I think that all good art should be able to stand alone, and if you don't know about Neon Genesis Evangelion, which, let's face it, finished its run before I would even venture to say most fans of Steven Universe were born, you're gonna have a hard time understanding what this video is referencing or what it's all about. Anyways, like I said, it's definitely edited very well, and you should definitely watch it, but it's for those reasons that I have to give it 3 out of 5 Stevens. Finally, I'm going to close out this episode with an announcement. After I put out this week's episode of Steven Universe Behind the Screen, I'm going to be taking the time from then until I get back from Connecticut off to work on some personal projects that are desperately in need of some attention. This is stuff like asset inventorying, equipment maintenance, production scheduling, just general boring behind the scenes stuff that not doing has resulted in a slowdown of my workflow. Making this show eats up a lot more time than you'd think, and getting this stuff done, anything that can, put some grease in the gears, so to speak, is of tremendous value in terms of prioritizing for things to do. And I really need to take this time off to take care of them, especially since coming right back from one performance frenzy is going to be going right into yet another performance frenzy. God, I hate Steven Bombs. All that being said, this has been a Steven Universe Mini. Join us next time on Steven Universe Behind the Screen as we look at how music colors an audience's perception of a narrative. I'm Victor Frost, and I'll see you next time.